Good afternoon, or is it still morning? For about 35 minutes, good morning. I am Mayor Tishaura Jones, and I want to welcome you to the 2021 GEOINT Symposium. I'm so excited to join you today. Before I get started, I want to thank a few key players who helped bring these incredible opportunities to our region. First, you just heard from my good friend Jason Hall, CEO of Greater St. Louis, Inc., for your leadership and your kind words during your introduction. Andy Taylor of Enterprise Holdings and the founding chair of Greater St. Louis, Inc. for his civic leadership and work to help St. Louis become the nation's center for geospatial work. Robert Cardillo, chair of USGIF and former director of NGA, for his leadership of USGIF and for his decision to build the next NGA West campus just north of downtown, and his wonderful smoking jackets. Executive Director of USGIF, Rhonda Schrenk, who brought GEOINT to St. Louis, and NGA Director, Vice Admiral Robert Sharp, who's worked alongside us in neighborhood planning efforts to help make sure these geospatial investments positively impact communities across our city. We'll talk more about our vision for that planning process a little later on. It's fitting that the theme of this year's symposium is discovery and connections, considering St. Louis's pivotal role in launching Lewis and Clark for their famed expedition through the Louisiana Purchase. The Discovery Corps kicked off from Camp Dubois in Wood River, Illinois, right across the river from here in 1804. 2 years later, after reaching the Pacific Ocean and traveling all the way back, they returned to St. Louis, helping us earn the title Gateway to the West. The expedition, with the assistance of Native American and African American guides, mapped what would later become the Western United States. The Discovery Corps were doing their own form of geospatial intelligence gathering, just without smartphones and satellites. So it's fitting that all of you are here today to launch what will be an incredible expedition here in St. Louis as St. Louis becomes home to the new NGA headquarters. St. Louis is a city of discovery, from iconic rock star Tina Turner to Anheuser-Busch to T.S. Eliot to the ice cream cone. And St. Louis is a city of connections, a big city with a small town feel where everyone knows their neighbor's extended family, and what high school you went to. We're a city with a firm sense of right and wrong, the city where Dred Scott began his fight for freedom, a quiet leader in the civil rights movement and fight for equality. St. Louis is a hardworking city, a tough city, half Southern charm, half Midwestern grit. We face our fair share of challenges for sure, as any other metropolitan area in our country does. But with a $1.7 billion NGA West campus being built just north of where we stand, I truly believe that St. Louis is at the precipice of a transformation that will reshape our city in the years and decades to come. When I ran for mayor, I ran on a simple vision. I want St. Louis to win again, becoming a place where anyone can thrive, no matter where you come from, your zip code, or any identity you hold. And let me tell you, when I look out into this room, when I think about the massive investment the geospatial industry is making in our region, I feel like our city is on the path to victory. There are thousands of top innovators and experts in geospatial technology in this room today, from the Department of Defense, intelligence, and academia. Innovators in mapping, satellites and satellite imagery, artificial intelligence, and more. In 2019, the geospatial industry was responsible for 27,000 jobs and nearly $5 billion in economic impact throughout the St. Louis region. This new NGA headquarters will enhance this economic footprint even further. While some of us grew up with landlines and dial-up, geospatial intelligence is helping our kids catch them all in Pokemon Go in their own neighborhood. Geospatial is broadening our notion of what's possible. The sheer pace of innovation in this industry is thrilling to see, And the future home of geospatial is being built right here in the Gateway City. St. Louis is an incredibly advantageous location for geospatial to build, innovate, and grow. St. Louis is a region, the St. Louis region is a rich, diverse hub of talent in the Midwest. Our city is consistently rated one of the best in the country for startups. New economic tech startups like Square and Balto are choosing to base themselves in St. Louis, and it's clear why. It's an attractive, affordable destination for people looking to get ahead in their careers and raise a family. And let me tell you, our world-class universities, top-tier medical systems, thriving innovation districts, vibrant art scene, 108 beautiful parks, the most enthusiastic sports scene in the country, paired with our low cost of living, your dollar goes really far in St. Louis. Let's take a moment of silence for the Cardinals yesterday. And NGA West isn't the only thing we're building here in St. Louis. Our city's primed to become a true community and inclusive industry ecosystem for geospatial. We're allowing geospatial companies with the region's established corporations for synergistic growth with advanced industries, including national security, transportation and logistics, precision agriculture, and healthcare and delivery and research. We're working to enhance the city's workforce and prepare for future opportunities with partnerships with Harris-Stowe State University, K-16 geospatial education, and workforce development efforts. Our region's school systems, colleges, and universities are priming future talent for jobs in a growing geospatial industry and already collaborating with existing industry sectors on research and applied projects. NGA West is truly just the beginning. And all of this work is being done with neighborhood revitalization as a key goal. When I ran for mayor, I also ran on a promise to right historic wrongs that have held St. Louis back. I'm the first Black woman mayor of this city, and I'm also the first in over 25 years to be born, raised, and still living north of Delmar Avenue, the line that divides Black St. Louis from white St. Louis. St. Louis must be a place where communities can thrive across racial lines, but Black communities north of Delmar are shrinking as families move out of the city. Acknowledging our history is essential if we want to move forward in a way that centers racial equity. Decades of intentional disinvestment have left families and communities across St. Louis struggling, and my administration is committed to supporting these neighborhoods in new ways. NGA West and further geospatial investment offers St. Louis a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to transform our neighborhoods by promoting inclusive growth. This growth must include the longtime residents of neighborhoods so St. Louisans aren't forced out of the neighborhoods that they love and care for. Equitable development happens from the bottom up, not the top down. The City of St. Louis, alongside partners like Greater St. Louis Inc.'s Geo Futures Initiative and local elected leaders, are rolling out a new neighborhood planning effort to empower community members to have a voice in how geospatial investments will impact them. While this effort will eventually touch every one of our 79 unique neighborhoods, we're starting with the first 6: St. Louis Place, Jeff Vanderloo, Carr Square, Columbus Square, Old North St. Louis, and Hyde Park. Those are the neighborhoods that surround the NGA campus. Yesterday, our director of the St. Louis Development Corporation, Neil Richardson, emphasized that with millions of dollars flowing into our communities, we must make sure that we do not displace those individuals who have been committed to our city and their communities. That's why my administration is putting such emphasis on equitable development and community planning. We want the people who have been dedicated to St. Louis, to their neighborhoods, to be the true beneficiaries of equitable growth. Meanwhile, my administration is focused on seizing another transformative opportunity: $500 million in federal funds from the American Rescue Plan to invest in the people of our city. With our first round of funding, $135 million, we're investing directly in people with 3 key areas of focus: strengthening our public health infrastructure, providing economic support during uncertain times, and improving public safety by addressing the root causes of crime. But that's just the beginning. St. Louis still has hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank to help bring in a new era with a developing action plan to help build a diverse workforce. NGA, geospatial companies, and entrepreneurial organizations will need in the near future. This is all important work. When it comes to the future of our city, I think about NGA West and geospatial in human terms. I think about what it means to create good-paying jobs for parents who are looking to support their families and build better lives. My son, Aiden, is 14 years old. And let me tell you, no amount of geospatial intelligence tools can help figure out what goes on in the mind of a 14-year-old teenager. If one of you can innovate a map for that, for the teenage brain, every parent on the planet would buy it. We talk a lot about what he envisions for a career someday. By the time he graduates from college, NGA West will be an international destination for them to build careers in geospatial intelligence. St. Louis will be a place young people interested in geospatial technology will want to work, to come to study, build a life, and grow a business. I already know what's on the minds of mothers and fathers across the city. How can my kid get a job at NGA? That, to me, is the most exciting part of this promise. Geospatial is giving St. Louisans hope and a brighter future. That's what winning looks like for St. Louis, and I'm honored to be your partner with you as we transform the geospatial industry and our city for the better. We're building something very special in St. Louis, and I'm excited that you're here to help us. Thank you again for this invitation and warm welcome. God bless you, and see you back here in 2023.